I remember it like it happened a day ago. I remember every bit of it.
These are things that will have scars on the inside more than the outside.
I didn't get emotional until we started talking about it.
10 years ago, the deadliest tornado in modern history struck Joplin. Tonight, we're hearing from the survivors and honoring the lives lost as the city moves on.
Searching for common ground, I'm Aixa Diaz in Washington with the newly lowered price tag for President Biden's infrastructure proposal.
And an Oklahoma combat team trains in Fort Chaffee. What's next for the 45th Infantry Brigade after taking time to focus up?
Live, local, late breaking. This is 4029 News at 10.
We begin tonight with breaking news. The wife of the Prairie Grove police officer shot while responding to a domestic disturbance call has shared an update on his condition. Check out this video. Officer Franks can now walk several steps at a time while using a walker. Franks' wife, Amber, posted this video on Facebook earlier today. She says he's still in rehab, focused on regaining strength and mobility. But Amber says that stay is expected to continue through the beginning of June. And she has thanked everyone for their prayers and well wishes during this difficult process. We are so happy to see all of the progress that Officer Franks has made so far. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jamie Weiss. We do want to take a first look at our official Get Ready weather forecast. Meteorologist Robert Sir here with us tonight. And Robert, we did see some rain this morning and a lot over the last week. You told me not to put away my rain boots because more rain is to come.
We told you this time last week it was going to be a wet week ahead, and Mother Nature certainly did not disappoint.
Well, this is a good reminder to stay up to date with all the latest weather conditions with our free 4029 News app. You can find it to download in both the Google Play and Apple app stores. Today marks 10 years since an EF5 tornado tore through Joplin. That night changed hundreds of lives forever. The tornado went through Joplin on May 22nd, 2011. It was a Sunday night just after 5:30. 161 people died. Well, today the community came together to remember and honor those who died. 4029's Brett Rains was at today's ceremony where survivors say it's a day they'll never forget.
In Joplin, Brett Rains, 4029 News.
A Kansas City architectural company played a big role in helping Joplin students get back to school after that tornado. One of the architects involved says few projects were more important than this one.
It was an emotional experience.
Well, John Brown and his team were tasked with the goal of building one of the safest schools possible. The project took 3 years to complete, but once finished, the group knew they'd achieved their goal.
We created FEMA shelters, which were portions of the building that allowed the safety for those students, knowing what those students, what the staff, what everyone in that community went through, that we could be a part of that to help them do their part of the recovery that they needed to do.
Well, John says that the open spaces that protect from future storms also had a surprise effect during the pandemic. While students were returning to the building from quarantine, those spaces offered up more areas to hold classes and social distance. Oklahoma's 45th Infantry Brigade combat team trained in Fort Chaffee today. This is the last set of exercises the group will go through before heading to the National Training Center in California. A brigade colonel says that this will give the 45th Infantry Brigade a chance to get focused in before some of their most important training missions.
Get our minds focused on what we need to do and kind of knock the dust off and get our tactics back to where they need to be. So this is our last big event before we push on to the National Training Center.
Well, the brigade will be at Fort Chaffee for 3 days. Then they'll head to the National Training Center for July and part of August. Turning now to our COVID-19 coverage, the vaccination effort is well underway in the natural state. More than 1.9 million vaccinations have now been administered here in Arkansas. Arkansans have received 73% of the shots allocated to our state. The Arkansas Department of Health has reported no change in COVID-19 activity today. The total number of active cases remains at 2,056. According to today's update, though, Benton County had the second most new cases in the state. They had 19. ADH data shows that 187 people are currently being treated for COVID-19. This is down 1 from yesterday's update. Officials have added 177 new cases and 5 new deaths in the last 24 hours. The pandemic has killed more than 5,800 Arkansans. More than 2.8 million vaccinations have now been administered in the Sooner State. Oklahomans have received about 74% of the shots allocated to the state. The Oklahoma Department of Health reported 185 new COVID-19 cases on Friday. And as a reminder, the state does not report new numbers over the weekend. The CDC reported 15 new deaths in the state on Friday, and 135 people were being treated in statewide hospitals. We are still getting you the facts on the vax. You can ask your questions about the COVID-19 by sending them our way. All you have to do is email news@4029tv.com. Enhanced unemployment benefits will soon be coming to an end for millions of Americans. More than 20 GOP governors, including Governors Asa Hutchinson and Kevin Stitt, say they're opting out of federal pandemic assistance in the coming weeks. They say it's in order to encourage people to find jobs.
Our challenge is not to get businesses back open. We've done that. It's been getting employees back to work.
Well, economists say it's not that simple, and the move could do more harm than good.
The idea that these governors are saying, we don't need that federal money right now. We're just going to turn it down, even though it is providing this boost to the economy. It's just very, very short-sighted policy. The vast majority of job growth has been in very low-wage sectors. So low-wage workers are the ones who are going back to work, which is exactly the opposite of what you would expect if unemployment insurance were really keeping people out of work.
Well, economists say there is a labor shortage right now in the leisure and hospitality sector. They say other industries are seeing more demand for jobs than there are openings. The White House is scaling down its infrastructure plan, kicking a counterproposal back to Republican senators. 4029's Aixa Diaz is in our Washington bureau with the new price tag and where negotiations stand. The next step of the negotiations has not yet been announced. The Senate is in session through Thursday of next week before a 3-week break. The House is already on break through mid-June. But Speaker Nancy Pelosi has set a goal of passing a bill by the 4th of July. Still to come tonight, California authorities are investigating the shooting death of a 6-year-old boy. Hear the family's call for help after road rage turned deadly.
The vast number of people who are not yet vaccinated are actually not opposed to getting vaccinated.
And efforts to get shots in arms ramping up nationwide. How officials hope to overcome vaccine hesitancy and achieve President Biden's vaccination goal.